Hello, gorgeous NFA Money Mamas. Welcome to the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. If you haven't been here yet, I'm your host, Dr. Amanda, the Money Healer, and I've got some exciting news for you. I have an exclusive invitation for you to join me at the live Zoom party on December 19th to celebrate the launch of my book, I Am a Money Magnet, the top 30 money-making mantras to manifest more. Go to www.IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com to join me at the party to celebrate and for your chance to win $2,000 in prizes. Again, that's www.IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. Now let's get to today's episode. Hello, NFA Money Mamas. Welcome back to another episode of the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast with me, Dr. Amanda, the Money Healer. I want you to think about this for a second. I was at a workshop this weekend. It was so much fun. It was in Wisconsin, and I taught on genius-based leadership, genius-based values, how to step into your zone of genius to manifest what you desire in your business and using your value system to do that. And someone said to me, I have a lot of resistance to manifesting or to that concept. And so I want everyone here to think about, are you into manifesting? Do you think it's nonsense? Do you think I'm crazy for talking about it? I wouldn't think that you'd be here listening if you did. And yet I think that we have a lot of resistance to this term. And I get it. When I started my business, I didn't really know anything about manifesting. I had heard of it, of course, but I didn't really think of it as something I was going to implement. And the more and more I learned about quantum physics, and the more I learned about powerful people attracting things that they want their way and feeling like they're in flow, I learned it's manifesting. And when I started thinking, I'm going to start teaching manifesting, I was embarrassed and I felt scared to do it because I'm a science-based researcher, right? My whole 7 years in grad school taught me to look for facts and to validate through research. And so when I started thinking, I'm dedicated to learning the art and science of manifestation because the people I respect and the people who are really having powerful outcomes are manifestors. And a lot of them wouldn't say that about themselves, and yet they teach universal laws. They definitely talk about the law of attraction, sowing and reaping, and all of these religious spiritual philosophies that have been taught forever. And when I really started to dig into it, I realized this is the magic wand that we've been missing our whole lives. If we were taught these things when we were in school, we would be able to instantaneously create what we choose to create. And then it does feel like you have a magic wand. And I want you to have that magic wand. I'm learning the art and science, and that's why I teach it to you on a really regular basis. If you've been with me for a while, you'll hear me talk about manifesting almost every episode. And I want you to think about manifesting simply as creating something material because you're aligned. You can almost equally call manifesting as achieving your goals, right? It's the same exact thing. And I like to simplify it for people where you go, hey, this morning when I got up and got a cup of tea, that was me manifesting the cup of tea. I decided I wanted it. I took a step in the direction and there's all the things to create it, right? The thing is that you've planted the seeds in the past to have that cup of tea in your kitchen because you bought the teapot or the tea kettle and you bought the tea and you bought all the things for it or coffee or whatever it is that is your favorite morning drink. And so you manifested it by having the idea and then taking action to get it. And then all the things align when you're ready for it. That's all that manifesting is. So don't overcomplicate it and don't have resistance to it. Drop your resistance as much as you possibly can so that you can today, what we're going to talk about is the 3 reasons you're not manifesting what you want. The main reason is resistance. And so let's dive into these because this is, one of my favorite topics because now I feel very empowered to create whatever I choose to create. And when it's not coming quickly or it's not coming easily, I know that I'm stuck and I know something is out of alignment. So you can use this as a tool to understand, hey, where am I stuck? What am I resisting? And why isn't the thing that I'm saying I want coming to me? And this episode is going to give you some tips on the reasons why that's the case. And I love to hear from you. I want to remind everyone here, and I haven't talked about this very much I think I've only mentioned this in one episode before, but I love to hear from you. Share with me what you're getting out of this podcast. And if you have questions about this particular episode or other things that I teach, go to speakpipe.com, and then / the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. The Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. And you can ask me a question. You can share your favorite episode. It's all free. At the same time, you can promote yourself. You can say like, hey, I'm so-and-so with this business. Here's what I love about the podcast, or here's a question I have. These are ways to connect with me. I'm really interested in building this podcast as a community. I don't enjoy doing this just to hear myself talk. I already know all this information, right? I want to interact with you and know what you're getting out of it and hear from you and answer your questions. That's what juices me up. So go to speakpipe.com, the Women Entrepreneur Podcast. All right, let's get into today's topic. So the episode for today is 3 reasons you're not manifesting what you want. And let's talk about this first one. The first reason is resistance, okay? So the number one and only reason you don't manifest what you want is resistance. Now, resistance can come up in many forms. It could be fear, it could be doubt, uncertainty, imposter syndrome, shiny object syndrome, procrastination. It could be you beating yourself up from the past, so inner critic doubts and beat up. It could be, we're going to talk about the next one, lack of clarity. So number 2 is lack of clarity is a version of resistance. And number 3, hyper control and impatience is a lack of resistance, or is full of resistance. So you'll see that number 2 and 3 are related to number 1 because the number 1 reason that you're not manifesting what you want is resistance. And what happens when you resist is that in your mind, you have some stuck point that is causing you to be blocked and your energy flow is off. So think of this as your overall state of being. When you feel out of balance, you feel stuck, your brain will start thinking about stuckness and you're sending out a frequency to the universe that you're confused, and that causes resistance. Now that frequency through the law of attraction is going to attract to you what you're thinking and feeling. So if you're out of alignment and you're feeling a version of resistance somewhere in your being, you're causing a blocked, let's say a magnet, right? Your magnetism has decreased for what you say you want. It's increased for what you unconsciously don't want. Right? So let's say it's fear, and I'll give you a business example. Let's say you have a new program that you want to promote and you go like, oh my God, I'm so excited about it. I want to promote it. And so you start creating it. And in the back of your mind, you have all these unconscious blocks around it. You go like, oh no, what if no one buys it? I don't know how to price it. What if people think it's ridiculous? What if I don't get results? What if I get too many sales and then I'm overwhelmed by the responsibility of it? So all these background thoughts are happening, and that's causing resistance. Because if you were 100% aligned and you're like, I can't wait to put it out there, and you put it out there, it would flow. You would attract people, they would pay the money, and you would go in the direction of your manifestation. Because the 3 steps of manifestation: know what you want, take steps in the direction, let the universe provide the house, and take care of the details and the opportunities, right? That's the manifestation formula. So when you resist in any one of those steps, you slow down manifestation time. Okay. So in order to fix this, I want you to start practicing 2 things. One is that you've got to up-level your mindset. And mantras, what I call mantras, are very useful for this. So be sure to pre-order my book. It's called I Am a Money Magnet. So go to IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com, IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. So excited about this book. I'm writing it in the month of November. At the time of this release, we're at the middle of November, and I'm writing it in 30 days, and it's going to be published on December 19th, 2022. This book is awesome. It is like a roadmap to manifesting using 30 different mantras. And the reason this is important is because you're going to retrain your brain in the direction of your success. And so when you notice yourself resisting, what you want to do is use a mantra to pivot and reframe immediately. And you've got to do this repetitively, and it starts to create new neural pathways in your brain that become the path of least resistance, so that you automatically go to that place. The next time you start having a doubt, you will instantly go, wait, no, and you shift it, right? And so a fun mantra here to use could be that let's see, I can't remember if I wrote one down on here. Nope, I wrote down to go to the book. I'm looking at my notes. So let's play with one. Let's say you're having fear about your business and you're going, I don't know if people will buy it. You could use a mantra. I trust that the universe will bring me people to help and pay me in return. I trust that the universe will bring me help and pay me people in return. If you don't believe that yet, you go, I prefer when people bring me money for my services. I prefer to get amazing results for my people, and in exchange, they give me money. Okay. So just start training your brain in that direction. Another thing you're going to do when you start noticing resistance, and let's use the same example, fear about releasing a program and having it be successful, you got to take action. Okay. Because remember, in the mantra, in the manifestation formula, it's know what you want, take steps in the direction. So often when we get in a fear space, we don't want to take action. Again, you're signaling to the universe that you're not sure that you want it, because action is evidence of clarity. Action is evidence of your beliefs. So if you're not in action, you're sending the signal to the universe that you don't believe it's possible. And so the universe matches that and goes, okay, it's not. Because whether you think you can or can't, you're right. Henry Ford said that, right? And it's absolutely true. Whatever you focus on expands. The addition that I always add is what you focus on consciously and unconsciously expands. So most people think, but I want it so badly and I'm focused on it and I'm thinking about it all the time, but then their underlying subconscious thoughts are all stopping them. And your subconscious wants to keep you stuck in yesterday. Your subconscious wants to keep you stuck in yesterday because that's where it's safe. So you got to train your brain in the direction of letting go of resistance. And most people don't know this. And this is a really powerful reality for you to understand in terms of the law of attraction and manifesting. Your resistance is what's slowing you down. So anytime you feel resistance, it's your job to recognize it, reframe it, and reprogram your money mindset through repetition. That's the NFA money formula. Okay, so that's resistance. Let's look at number 2 is lack of clarity. Okay. When you have a lack of clarity, you are sending mixed signals to the universe. I always like to think of this as if you went to the universal kitchen of delight and you sat down and the wait person came to you and said, what do you want to eat? And you're like, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I'm not sure. Bring me whatever is the most popular thing on the menu. And someone brings it to you. They bring it back to you and you go, crap, I don't want this. This doesn't taste good. It's not to my liking. And they're like, well, you could have ordered anything you want. And so now you're clarifying through that process what you do want through the law of contrast. And now you have a clear way to order what you do want. But imagine had you gone into that restaurant and you had immediately ordered exactly what you want, because you could have asked for anything. You literally could have asked for anything you wanted and it would have been brought right to you. That's clarity. Okay. So anytime you have a lack of clarity, usually it's because you've wanted something in the past and now it wasn't given to you in the way that you thought or as quickly as you wanted. And so now you think, oh no, I can't get what I want. And so you limit what you want based on your past experiences. If you really could get clear on what you want and take steps in the direction, it would come to you so quickly because you wouldn't be in resistance. I've had this before. This is a funny example in business. I was having a conversation with my family the other day in the living room, and we were talking about, and I hope this doesn't sound judgmental, but we were like, sometimes the dumbest people make the most money. And we were cracking up. And what does dumb mean? It's like sometimes people come up with silly ideas and they make a ton of money. And you're just like, seriously? I'm putting in my time, my heart, my energy, my effort, my soul, decades of learning into my business. And it's, not where I want it to be yet. We have this thought all the time, right? And then you go, and that person just, whips something together and has a whole bunch of errors on their website and they're making millions. And so, quote unquote, dumb, it was what we were talking about. It's because there's no resistance. They're not worried about being perfectionists. They're not worrying about what people think about them. They're just going for it. And they believe it's possible. And so the universe provides, because the universe does not discriminate. It's not sitting there going like, oh, Sally, you were a bad girl last week, but you really want this thing, so I'm not going to bring it to you. Or, oh, you over here are really good, so I'm going to bring it to you. That's not how it works. It's matched to your own frequency. The outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So you up-level your vibe, you get clear, you think bigger about what you want, and the universe can bring it. So today I want you to consider how you could go into that gourmet restaurant and ask for exactly what you want. Exactly, down to the detail, right? The flavors, the profile of it. Like, know what you want in your business. Know what you want in terms of attracting money. Know what you want to do to make that money in exchange for it, right? Money is just an exchange of value. So what are you going to exchange? Let's say you want $1 million business. What are you going to exchange in value to attract that $1 million? And how are you going to raise your vibe to be clear that you can get it and to do what you love doing to get it? And then watch it come. The universe will show you the ways. Okay. So be clear with what you want. And if you struggle with this one, don't worry. Just start thinking bigger in stretches. So I tell people to stretch by about 10% and then get what they want, and then stretch by 10% again, get what they want. And then you start to believe like, oh, this does work and I can get what I want. And then you can stretch bigger and bigger over time. It becomes exponential after a period of time. So start playing with that and practice. So I want you to be thinking about, how can I think bigger about what I want? How can I get really crystal clear? Journal about it every single day. Visualize it. I've got all kinds of awesome episodes and videos about manifesting. Go back and binge listen and start training your brain in the direction of your success. Get clear about what it is that you're desiring to create on this planet while you're here. Okay, number 3. Hyper control and impatience. Ooh, so this is the third thing that causes your manifestation to slow down and not get what you want. Hyper control and impatience. Now, this is interesting because in a business model, this shows up as sometimes it can be goal setting. You can set a goal, have a rigid deadline and a rigid amount, and you're working toward it and you're not getting there as fast as you want, and it starts to create resistance. And then you wake up in the morning stressed out, pushing, forcing, working hard, thinking why it's not coming, thinking your plan's not working, and you just are creating resistance. And remember, resistance is the number one thing that slows down manifestation time. And so it's interesting to watch where, high achieving people set a lot of goals and they have a lot on their to-do list. And it can often cause this hyper control and impatience, and this always looking for, oh, I'll be happy when blank happens. When I'm at this level of success, I'll slow down and I'll feel good. It doesn't work that way. You've got to feel good in the now, because you attract from your state of being in the now, not in the future. And you're lying to yourself if you think that all of a sudden you'll feel great in the future after you've created an entire habit and energy around feeling shitty along the way of the business building journey. So it doesn't work that way. So you've got to start training yourself to, in the moment, allow, receive, be open, and patient. And when I say patient, it's like, it's more about detachment. It's about enjoyment. It's not about like pushing and forcing to feel, thinking you're going to feel better at some point in the future when you achieve this lofty goal that you've set. Okay. So today and every day from this day forward, you're going to slow down. You're going to feel calm and relaxed and create and manifest from the state of being of calm, poised productivity. And when I say productivity, I'm talking high ROI activities that are in your zone of genius and creating a business from your zone of manifestation, right? Remember, your zone of manifestation, you're flowing. People are coming to you. You're doing what you love. You've delegated away all of the shit you don't want to do. That's the high vibe business. And you don't get there by feeling like crap every day and being impatient and wishing it would happen faster and freaking out about the speed at which it's happening. Every time you freak out about the speed at which it's happening, you slow it down even more. So you're creating mountains of work for yourself when all you could do is in the morning, get aligned, meditate, journal, visualize, get clear about what you choose to create, feel good about it, and then go and do your day. And watch the doors open and manifestation happens so much more easily. This is where it gets so fun when you really learn to master these things that I'm teaching you. And when I say master, you're not going to have every single day you're totally on, but you're going to know how to get back to this place that I'm talking about, an aligned state of being, where you know what you want, you take action in the direction, you trust the universe to bring you the way, and you just, it's like singing like angels, like, oh, everything is awesome. It's flowing. I'm magnetic. I feel good. Oh my gosh, an opportunity's coming here and here and here. Yes, yes, yes. That's when manifestation is working. And it's because you're aligned. It's because you've reduced resistance, you have clarity, and you're allowing the universe to show you the way instead of pushing and forcing and wishing it would happen faster in an impatient way. Okay. A really fun mantra for this last one, the hyper control and impatience, is I am willing and open to let the universe bring me what I want as I enjoy the journey. I am willing and open to let the universe bring me what I want as I enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. I love this. All right. Don't forget to purchase the pre-order of the book. You're not going to want to miss out because you want to be at the launch party on December 19th, where we will be giving away prizes, hanging out and having fun. I'm going to do some money energy editing. It's going to be a really cool, fun event. And so all you need to do to be at that party is pre-order the book, help me get to bestseller status. And the book is going to rock your world. It's a really great manifestation guide. So make sure you pre-order it at IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. Thank you for being here. You are a rock star. I can't wait to see you again on the next episode. And until then, I'm sending you NFA, money-making high fives, and tons of love. See you next time. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. If you're ready to break through to the next income level in your business, go to www.thewomanentrepreneurpodcast.com to get more money mindset, manifestation, and business scaling resources. Again, that's www.thewomanentrepreneurpodcast.com. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.